Today we will discuss the fundamentals of business research. Every day we focus in the classroom especially on definition, theory, model, law and principle. So whatever it is the class, it may be HR, it may be finance, it may be marketing, whatever it is, every day class focus on maybe definition, theory, model, law or principles. The question is that what exactly the meaning of definition? What is theory? What is model? What is law? What is principle? When we need to use a word definition, when we need to use a word theory, when we need to use a word model, when we need to use a word law and principle. The reason behind of knowing these things, once we know these, we don't need to by heart anything. We don't need to by heart definition, we don't need to by heart the theory, we don't need to by heart the model, we don't need to by heart the law and the principle. Okay, that is the reason we are preparing a lecture on the fundamentals of business research methods. So what exactly the meaning of definition? What is meant by definition? Okay, so now we are focusing on definition of definition. So we are defining what is definition. So definition of definition. So definition of a particular phenomena, it may be marketing, it may be HR, it may be finance, is a statement whose truth is asserted but not considered liable to empirical challenge. What is the meaning of this? So the truth is asserted but not considered liable to empirical challenge. So we cannot challenge empirically the definition. But truth is asserted. That is the meaning of definition. If we go to anatomy of definition, what exactly the definition is all about and what contains. As far as the anatomy is concerned, definition contains only two things, whatever it is. It may be HR definition, it may be marketing definition, it may be the finance definition. It contains only two things. One is function, second one is properties. Then the question comes into picture. If I know the functions or properties, can I develop the new definition? Yes, absolutely you can develop the new definition. So if you know the functions or properties of a particular phenomena, you can develop new definition. So I will give one example for this and one example for this. So in case if you want to define a word accounting, this is the definition of accounting. So this definition contains only functions. So what is meant by accounting? It is a systematic process of identifying, recording, measuring, classifying, verifying, summarizing, interpreting and communicating the financial information. These are all what? Functions. Identification is a function. Recording is a function. Measuring is a function. Classification is a function. Verification is a function. Summarization is a function. Interpretation and communication is a function. So these are all what? Functions of accounting. We have different concepts for this, like general, ledger, etc., etc. So those terminologies you can apply for these functions. When it comes to marketing, we can define the marketing like this. CCDVTP is called as marketing. CCDVTP is called as what? Marketing. So creating, communicating, delivering the value to the target market at a profit is called as marketing. Creation is a function. Communication is a function. Delivery is a function. Delivery of the value to the target market at a profit. These are all what? Functions. So once we know the functions, we can easily define the phenomena. It may be marketing, it may be HR, it may be finance. So what about the properties? What about the properties? For example, if I want to define electron, how we define it? With the property. For example, if I want to define the personal account, real account, nominal account, here you don't need to talk about the functions. You can talk about what? Properties. So as far as the personal account is concerned, debit the receiver, credit the giver. These are all what? Properties. Next. Classification of definitions. So based on the form, we can classify the definitions like this: verbal definition, mathematical definition and a lexical definition. So what is this verbal definition is all about? Whatever the definition I have given for the marketing, that is creating, communicating, delivering the value to the target market at a profit is called as marketing. So these are all what? Verbally describing the phenomena. What about this mathematical definition? You no need to describe the phenomena with the words. You need to represent what? With the mathematical equation. For example, if you take demand law, you no need to define the demand law like this. With what? Words. You can define the demand law with what? D is inversely proportional to price. It is the mathematical representation. This is the mathematical definition. What about the lexical definition is all about? We have seen a movie called as Three Idiots, where the student is defined a mission with jib. That is exactly the lexical definition. Maybe that professor don't know about it. So lexical definition is what? We can define a phenomena with other words or objects. For example, if I want to define a red, we don't have the physical description for that. We don't have the mathematical equation to represent that. We need to define the red with what? Apple. So in the classroom, especially in LKG, UKG level, the teacher defined the red with apple. That is the meaning of lexical definition. Based on generalization, we have two different types of definitions. One is theoretical definition, second one is operational definition. What is the difference between these two definitions? So based on the form, we have the different definitions. Based on the generalization, we have different definitions. One is theoretical definition, second one is what? Operational definition. What is theoretical definition is all about? The theoretical definition is universal definition. As far as the operational definition is concerned, it is specific to you and your research. In case if you are doing a research, at that time you need to adapt the definition for your study. That definition is called as operational definition, and the another one is called as what? Theoretical definition. The next question is how to develop a new definition or validation of existing definitions. For example, I want to develop a new definition. So what will be the marketing definition in 2020? Actually, I have prepared this PPT in 2015. That is the reason I have taken this year as 2020. Now you can reconsider it as what? 2030. So what will be the marketing definition in 2030? What will be? If you want to define like this, what is the process I need to adapt? If I want to define the new definition for marketing in 2030, what is the process I need to adapt? For that, we have different mechanisms. So we have methodologies in the research. The following are some: induction methodology, deduction methodology, scientific methodology, next Wallis-Lee wheel methodology, hypothetical deduction methodology, and the inquiry wheel. But as far as the management study is concerned, we apply hypothetical deduction methodology as far as the management is concerned. So use this method, define the marketing. So marketing definition 2030. In case if you want to define the marketing for 2030, how it look like? So many deaths as far as the marketing is concerned from 1935 to 2007. So the death of demand, a famous book has written by Tom Osenton. The name of the book is The Death of Demand. So we simply call marketing as what? Demand management. So death of the marketing means what? Death of demand. So who declared the death? These are all the persons who have declared the death for marketing. Okay. The first death happened in the year 1935. So this is what? Marketing 1.0. So now we are in marketing 5.0. But as far as the 1935 is concerned, first death has happened. This is the marketing definition in 1935 as far as the American Marketing Association is concerned. So what is the meaning of marketing? The performance of business activities that direct the flow of goods and services from producers to consumers. This is a definition belongs to 1935. Next, the second death 1985. So this is what? Marketing 2.0. So marketing 1.0 has completed. Now we are into marketing 2.0. In marketing 2.0 we can define the marketing like this. So we have completely changed the definition from 1935 to 1985. Next. So the third death 2004. In the year 2004, next death has happened. So this is what? Marketing 3.0. So we can define the marketing with O like this: an organizational function and a set of processes for creating, communicating, and delivering the value to the customers, and for managing customer relationships in ways that benefit the organization and its shareholders. This is the definition given by AIMA in 2004. This is what exactly I have defined in the definition. So, marketing definition 2030. So, marketing definition for 2020 has decided in 2007. This is what marketing 4.0. So, if we define the marketing with 1.0, means what? We are no more. Meaning is what? We are outdated. Okay, this is what the recent definition of American Marketing Association it has approved on October 25th, 2007. This is what the marketing 4.0 definition. So, as far as the marketing 4.0 is concerned, marketing is the activity, a set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. So, it has included, along with the customers, the clients, partners, society at large. Okay. So, this is what the complete information regarding the definition. Next is what theory. So, what exactly theory is all about? What is meant by theory? So, definition we have defined. Next is what? Theory. So, theory is concerned with the systematic description and explanation of a particular phenomena. So, if you want to systematically describe it and explain the phenomena, we need to use a word called as theory. The basic difference between theory and model is theory describes the phenomena. As far as the model is concerned, it explains the phenomena. That is the only difference between theory and model. So, theory is concerned with the systematic description, but description and explanation of a particular phenomena is called as what? Theory. Instead of description, in case if it represents, we call it as what? Model. That is the basic difference. Rest of the things are same. For example, motivation theory, it description and explanation of motivation. What is the difference between theory and model? When we need to use a word theory, when we need to use a word model. So, theory explains the phenomena, model represents the phenomena. That is the only difference. As far as the anatomy is concerned, both almost similar. So, anatomy of theory. What theory contains? In case if I do the anatomy, what the theory contains? Usually, the theory contains three components. One is variable, second one is relationship among the variables, the third one is population. So, this is what anatomy of Hertzberg theory. Anatomy of Hertzberg theory. So, now I will show you the three components of the theory. So, whatever the things you have here, under the motivational factors, under the Ising factors, we call them as what? Variables. So, status is a variable, recognition is a variable, responsibility is a variable, promotion is a variable, growth is a variable. Next, relationship among the what variables is called as concept actually. We call it as what? Concept. And as far as the Hertzberg theory is concerned, it is specific to accountants. Actually, Hertzberg theory was developed from accountants. So, this theory is applicable for what? Accountants. But nowadays we are generalizing it. For example, if you take construction industry, if you want to apply the Hertzberg theory, some elements may change. If you take the same theory and if you apply for the IT professionals, the elements may change. Okay, why number of theories? What is the reason behind it? Why number of theories we have? As far as the motivation is concerned, we have almost 11 theories. Motivation equals to 11 theories. We have 11 theories. These are all what different motivational theories, and they came up with a different theme behind it. But in case if I want to propose a 12th theory of motivation, for example, I want to develop a new theory with my name. How can I develop it? There is a process for that. If you follow that process, you can easily develop a new theory, or you can modify the theory, existing theory. For example, Hertzberg theory. We have the Hertzberg theory. So, if you want to test the Hertzberg theory in the 21st century, or in the year 2023, if you want to test it, if you want to validate it, you can validate it and you can modify it according to the recent advancements. Further, we have the process that I will explain. Why the number of theories is the question. For example, if we take this, why the 11 theories has came. For example, if we take this, if I write this in the mathematics class, they simply say that it is a 0. If I write the same thing in the chemistry class, simply they will say that it is oxygen. In case if I write the same thing in the literature class, they will say simply moon. The reason is what? Their perception. The same is applicable for here also. So 11 theories, 11 perceptions on the motivation. So this is what 0, as I said, this is what oxygen, this is what the moon. Same thing with the different perceptions, different names. Okay, the motivation is also same. So Maslow, Hertzberg. Next. So we have different vertical theories. So think the industry you want to work and develop a new motivation theory, which is industry specific. As a student, you need to think about the industry where you want to employ and try to develop a new theory of motivation. The reason is what? These are all what generic. If you want to develop a industry specific motivation theory, you can develop it. Next. So which is the good theory? This is the question. So in the classroom, we need to discuss the 11 theories. Then the question comes into picture. Which is the good theory? How to select that? For that there is a concept called as Occam's razor. So among the 11 theories of motivation, which one is the good? The answer to that question is inherently controversial. There is no perfect mechanism to identify which is the good theory, which is the bad theory. All are good, and at the same time, all are not suitable for a particular phenomenon or particular situation. Based on the situation, we need to adapt the theory. So there is a concept called as Occam's razor. What is meant by that? So you need to take the theory which has the minimum variables or minimum representation or minimum elements in which theory we can find that theory we need to adapt. The reason is what? It is simple to implement and simple to practice. So the functions of theories. So theory may be describe, may be explain, may be predict the behavior of the phenomena. How to develop the new theory? The question comes into picture. In the classroom we teach number of theories. If the students will say that, sir, I want to develop a new theory, what is the process? Please tell me. Then we must be in a position to tell that. For that, we have different mechanisms. So researchers follow various strategies for developing the new theories, like induction strategy through the qualitative research and induction strategy through the review of literature, later proofs through the deduction. This we call it as what? Conceptual framework. And scientific methodology is also one strategy. Inductive-deductive strategy is also one. In motivation, if you wish to add your theory, follow any of the above strategies. So if you want to develop a new theory of motivation, you can follow any of the strategy. How to validate the existing theory? In case I want to validate Hertzberg theory, how can I validate it? For that, these are all the different strategies you can adapt. Next. So next is what? Model. So what is meant by model? As I said, there is a difference between theory and model. Theory is what explains the phenomena. Model is what represents the phenomena. So this is what very famous, right? So if theory represents the phenomena, we call it as a model. So the functions and components and development methods and validation strategies are same. There is no difference. The only difference is what? One explains the phenomena. Second one is what? It represents the phenomena. So theory versus model. So theory explanation, model is what? Representation. We have very famous model as far as the marketing is concerned, product life cycle. It is a model. There we need to represent what? Sales. There we need to represent what? Sales. So time we need to take and we need to represent what? Sales. So these are all what? Examples of models. These are all what? Different models of product life cycle. Okay. Induction, growth, maturity and decline. This is what? Very famous model given by Levitt. Next. So classification of models. How can we classify the model? So based on the mode of representation, models can be classified into verbal, graphical and mathematical. Verbal means what? We need to explain the model with what? Words. Graphical means what? Representation. Through the diagram we need to represent the model. Next one is what? Mathematical means what? Equations. So in verbal models, the variables and their relationships are stated in prose form. Such models may be mere restatements of the main tenets of a theory. Example is what? PLC, product life cycle. So graphical representation, you know well, this is the graphical representation of some marketing phenomena: awareness, evaluation, preference and patronage. This is a mathematical model. This is what? Regression. Y equals to a naught plus summation of a x. This is what? Mathematical way of representing a model. So new models development and validation, same you need to adapt the theory procedure. What is meant by law? When we need to use the word law, we have definition, we have theory, we have what? Model. Then when we need to use the word law, if you want to use a word law, it must be universally accepted. We have number of theories for a same phenomena, we have number of theories for number of models for the same phenomena, but law is only one. It must be what? Universally accepted. Example is what? Demand law. So demand law is this. Thank you.